Hello and welcome to Sass Bites. This is another bite of Sass during your lunch break as we are coming close to a close on our road to SassConf. Would you believe there's that many speakers? We are on part 11 of the show. We've had usually 2 or 3 speakers per show. That's a lot of speakers. It's been really neat to dive in, get to meet these speakers, get to hear about some of their background, their history, and especially hear about the talks and the content they're going to be bringing to SassConf. If you've been living under a rock, SassConf is a yearly conference. This year is going to be November 11th through 14th in Austin, Texas. If you haven't got your tickets, grab them, get ready to go. It's going to be amazing. The content's going to be incredible. I know they've got some great stuff planned and organized. And Austin, especially not in the middle of summer, I'm sure is an amazing place to be. So it should be pretty amazing. It should be awesome. Tickets are $500. You can go to sassconf.com to pick those things up if you haven't already. On today's show, we've got two more wonderful guests. The first guest, Ava, is a freelance web designer and professor. She works for the National Technology University of Argentina, and yes, she is down in Argentina, where she teaches web design there. She's also studying for a BA in multimedia design, just in case she wasn't busy enough. And then Leanne is a front-end developer living in Philadelphia, PA. She's a web accessibility advocate and co-designer of Lady Hacks and EllaConf, as well as a co-leader and teacher for Girl Development in Philly, and also likes to spend time hiking, biking, camping, and traveling as much as possible, which I know she's done because I just saw her in LA this last week for CSS DevConf. So hello to both of you, and thanks for coming on the show. How are you doing?
Hi.
Good. Awesome. Well, we're going to dive into what we do here in just a quick interview for each of you and run through kind of the same 3 questions. So, Eva, we're going to start with you first. What I want to know, the first question is kind of how did you get into Sass and front-end development in general? What was your path to get here in that history?
Well, first I got into Sass last year when I was trying to work on a gradient. It was really difficult because I wanted to make a subtle change to the hover, and I couldn't do it in an easy way because of the colors. So I found Sass, and then I found all the color functions in it, so it was great.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the biggest ones where you've got these big, especially gradients. My gosh, there's like 5, 6 different ways to do gradients, and they all take multiple colors and just create a function. And life is so much simpler. So how long have you been doing web development? I mean, you're teaching it at this point. So how did you get into that originally?
Well, I've been teaching for 3 years already. I've been designing like 6, but it wasn't really professional what I did at first. So kind of 6 years.
Very cool. So outside of apparently your teaching and learning, going to school, what are some of the other things that you're involved in there and things that you like to do?
And I usually go to meetups. Well, I love reading and trying to get away from the computer from time to time. But that's all.
So reading actual physical books and not just reading a book on the computer is what you're saying, right?
No, I prefer physical books.
That's always fun. It's good to hold that thing and just spread it open sometimes. Great. So your talk is going to be you're actually doing a workshop. I think are those like little 3-hour workshops? Is that what those are?
Yes.
And you're going to be doing animation. So can you tell people what to expect with this 3-hour animation workshop?
Yes. It will be a 3-hour workshop where I'm trying to show some good ways of animating faster, making it like a cleaner code, so you can get your animations better using mixins and loopings. So it's using Sass to make better animations that are easier to reuse. That's basically it.
Great. Yeah, so focusing on CSS animations, using Sass to make that easier. I know animations still have quite a bit of vendor prefixes and differences, don't they? So
yes, some do.
All those keyframes and all that kind of fun stuff. Very fun. Well, that is something to look forward to. Great. Let's jump over to Leanne real quick. And kind of same question to you, Leanne. Like, how did you get into web? How did you get into SaaS? What was that introduction like for you?
It's a little similar for both. I was working at a university and they offered tuition reimbursement, so I decided to just randomly take an intro to HTML and CSS class and absolutely loved it and continued with a certificate program with them. Then I discovered Girl Develop It and took like every class that they offered, including Sass, and then started TAing with them, teaching, and now I'm one of the organizers.
Very awesome. Now, you do also do front end development. Are you working for someone or doing freelance, or what are you doing?
I work for a home healthcare agency, so it's a nationwide company, but our digital office is based here in Philadelphia.
Very cool. Nice. So you're involved in a lot of stuff like EllaConf, Lady Hacks. What are some of those things that you're doing? What gets you kind of motivated to go out there and do these things?
So EllaConf this is a conference. It's our first year doing it, and it's geared towards getting more women into teaching and speaking about tech, presenting at conferences or teaching a class, anything like that. And then Lady Hacks is also women-focused. It's an introductory hackathon, so introducing people who might not normally attend a hackathon that is competitive or anything like that and teaching them what that's like. And they're both events happening in Philadelphia. Lady Hacks, we're in our 4th year, but EllaConf, this is our first.
Awesome. And if people are interested in EllaConf, how can they get more information on that? It sounds like a good opportunity.
Yeah, it's ellaconf.com. And it's EELACONF, and it's happening November 20th and 21st.
Oh wow, so that's coming up pretty soon then for you.
Yeah, it's like the weekend after SassConf.
So it's kind of a conference focused on helping people learn like how to speak at conferences and how to teach and kind of a meta-ish kind of thing in that case then, huh?
Yeah, we're kind of. So it's going to be like workshops teaching you how to write your proposal. You know, people sharing stories about how they got into speaking and tips on if it's your first time speaking and just kind of taking the next step into doing it.
Very cool. Oh, it's one of those things you don't hear enough about. It certainly can use way more of that.
Yeah.
So your talk is going to be, you're going to be doing a lightning talk on web accessibility. I know there are some great talks about accessibility at CSS this last week as well. So what are you going to be doing? Do you have a particular focus? What should people expect going to your talk?
It's only 15 minutes, so it's going to be pretty general, just like a basic overview, kind of bringing it back to the fundamentals and things that people tend to forget about. Yeah, it's like a really general accessibility talk, but hopefully, you know, just reminding people of things that are really easy to do to make sure that your site is usable by as many people as possible.
Yeah, and I think we need those constant reminders. I was just thinking about it. It's like a month or two ago, I heard a really great accessibility talk, and I was all jazzed, like go and do all these things, and then I haven't done them yet. And I'm like, what were all those things again? And needing those reminders of like, you know, what are those first steps? What are those simple baby steps you can take to come in and make some changes to your code?
Yeah.
So very cool. So so Austin in what? In 2 weeks? Next week? Is it like exactly? Yeah, it's exactly a week from today. Wow. All right. So no wonder everyone's kind of scrambling. There's a lot to do, I'm sure. Anything particular you're looking forward to in going to Austin? Eva, I know you've been to Florida, you said before, which many of us don't really consider part of the U.S. Just kidding. But Texas should be quite interesting. Are you looking forward to anything particular there?
They told me there was really cool food, so food basically, and then I heard there were like a lot of places for music, so hopefully I go to the one of them.
Maybe we can find a place that has food and music and get them go that route. And Leanne, I think you were looking for some slightly different adventures, is that right?
Yeah, I'm hoping. I've been to Austin once before. It was a really brief trip, but I'm hoping to get outside of the city and maybe go for a hike or something like that. Somebody had told me about something called Enchanted Rock, which I want to see if I can check that out.
Sounds enchanting. Sorry, I had to say it. It's been a long week, and it's only Wednesday. Well, very excited and glad to have both of you on. This kind of was it took us a long time to actually nail down a date that was going to work for all three of us. So glad we got a chance to do this. And it's been fun to meet both of you, and looking forward to hearing more about your talks, and hope they go really well. So good luck next week. Can't believe we're saying next week already. And just an FYI for those listening, we are actually going to have one more episode of the show, wrap it up with part 12 on Friday, I believe. And we're going to have some of the organizers from SassConf itself, if they can tear themselves away for at least a few minutes, come talk to us about the conference, what to expect, and some of their stories getting this conference ready to go. So lots more fun in store, and then I'll figure out what to do after that. So I'm running out of content. I'll have to find another conference or something like that to work with. So thanks for everyone watching, for sticking through this series. It's been a whole bunch of fun on this road to SassConf, learning about just all the variety of different speakers from different locations around the world. It's been a lot of fun. So looking forward to whatever's next. And again, thanks to everyone for watching. We'll see you again. So we'll see you next Friday. So thanks for that. Thanks for Leanne and Ava as well. And I'm sure I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.
Bye. Bye.